and welcome back to the Ask a Ranger segment, where we will be tackling your questions on colonial and revolutionary history, the Battle of Kings Mountain, the park, the National Park Service, any questions you might have during this time when the Visitor Center is closed. Thank you to those that sent in questions in the comment section from yesterday's video. I appreciate your contributions, and we will be tackling some of those today. For today, the question we will be focusing on is who were the Overmountain Men? So we had a request to focus on the Overmountain Men in some of these videos. But before we get into that question, I want to ask y'all a question. What is the one thing that you want most in the world? How far are you willing to go? How much are you willing to sacrifice to obtain the thing that you want the most? So let's get back to who are the Overmountain Men? Well, the simple answer is that these are men who settled west of the Appalachian Mountains, over the mountains, and most of them did it with their families. You had Scots-Irish majority, but there were also Germans and French, English, Welsh, a variety of ethnicities. Now, how did these men get across the mountains? What made them go there? Well, the first people that traveled over the mountains were long hunters and traders and adventurers. Now, these people were not looking to settle in the Overmountain region. They were there to hunt and trade, and then they would come back east. But when they came back east, they brought with them stories of the land that they had seen, how beautiful it was, how unspoiled it was. And this enticed the people that were living back east. Now, these stories made the British government very nervous. We're right at the end of the French and Indian War in 1763, and King George III, to stem the tide of people being interested in the western lands, issues a proclamation. And he draws a line that we call the Proclamation Line of 1763. And what he says is there will be no white settlement west of that line. The area between the Appalachian Mountains, that crest, and the Mississippi River will be reserved for Native American tribes. So no white settlement west of the Appalachian Mountains. Now, these people that are looking to settle west of the mountains decide they're going to do it anyway. They want a chance to hack out a life in the wilderness, and they are not too scared of a king that lives an ocean away, 3,000 miles from them. So, why do they want to go over the mountains? Well, a lot want to escape taxes and oppressive laws, especially those that were living in North Carolina. A lot had taken part in the regulator movement that saw the royal Governor Tryon as a tyrant, so they're seeking to get away from that government. Now, some want a chance to own their own land. There's opportunity in the West. There are some outlaws that are seeking to get away from the hand of justice, and they see the Wild Wild West as an opportunity to do that. And then you had some that were just up for an adventure and saw the West as ripe for that opportunity. Now, these men and their families, as they push west, they establish settlements. And most of these settlements are in what is now eastern Tennessee, western North Carolina, and also southwest Virginia, right in this area here. Now, they established 4 settlements right off the bat in the first few years. They established the Watauga settlement in what's now Elizabethton, Tennessee, what they called Sycamore Shoals, which would have been right in this area. They established the Holston settlement in what's now southwest Virginia, the Abingdon area. They established the Nolichucky settlement right on the Nolichucky River, what is now Greenville, Tennessee. And they established the Carter's Valley settlement, which is what is now Kingsport, Tennessee. So right in this area here. Now, those that were in the Watauga and Nolichucky and Carter's Valley settlements actually leased their land from the Cherokees. These settlements here right on the Virginia-North Carolina line at the time. In 1772, they leased the land, and they formed the Watauga Association. This was the first white government in Tennessee. Constitutional government. They followed the constitutional model. Now in 1775, they decide to buy the land outright from the Cherokee, and they form the independent Washington District. Now, I want to ask you guys once again the question that I asked at the beginning. What is the one thing you want most in the world? How far are you willing to go? How much are you willing to sacrifice to get that one thing you want most in the world? Thank you for tuning in today. Please leave any comments or questions that you would like us to tackle in this segment in the comments section below, and we will see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.